Alright, so this is a list for every operator in Rainbow Six Siege. Let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna start off with Tachanka. Okay. So Tachanka's ability isn't actually that good, but his gun is actually very good, and because of that, he doesn't just quite deserve F, so I'm gonna put him in D. Next, we have Fuse. Fuse isn't that bad of an operator. He has a great gun, great secondary, great gadgets, ability very good, so he deserves A tier. Now we have Thatcher. See, Thatcher's ability is not good because you can just pick it up, but if nobody's there, it really helps with getting the hard breach down, so I'm gonna put him in B. Now we have, let's do Sledge. I honestly think Sledge is one of the best operators in the game because you can break all the castles and still have 21 swings left, which is a lot. So I'm gonna have to put him in S tier. You can also play Vert with him. Let's go with Zofia. Also, I want to remove this list real quick. Actually, I'm gonna remove Sledge down to A1. Actually, S. Okay. Now we have, let's go Valkyrie. You can put them in between sites to watch both and see exactly where they run out and where they plant, which gives you a lot of information on the play. So I'm gonna have to put her in A tier under Fuse because Fuse's thingy's actually over because Fuse's charges cannot destroy Valkyrie camps. Now let's do Ella. Ella's gun is very good, however, doesn't have a 1.5, and her ability isn't that good. Because of that, I'm gonna have to make her a C. Now we have Dokkaebi. Dokkaebi is a very hard operator to play for many reasons. You have to have very good hearing. However, she has one of the best guns in the game, and how good I would say she is for the team, I'd say she is right there. Also, this is how good they are for the team. Okay, now we have, let's do Caveira. Okay, so so Silent Step isn't the greatest ability. It's okay for sneaking up, and she's a roamer. She always use impact grenades, which makes her way better. And her guns are a mid through actually giving her Echo's assault rifle. But if you get an interrogation, you're set. And I think Cav is right above Thatcher. Now we have Jaeger. Jaeger has a decent gun and a pretty good ability. You can only catch one at a time, but you can waste operator's utility and ability if you're playing an operator like Sense. So I'm gonna have to put Jaeger right above Cav. Let's go down the list and go to Mozzie. So Mozzie is a pretty good operator who I wouldn't really say is a roamer, but you can use him to roam. He has a pretty good gun, P10 Ronin Commando. The P10's way better, although neither of them are that good. I have a Nitro Cell, which is good. You can capture drones. There's less intel for them and more for you guys. But I honestly think that Mozzie is less useful than Thatcher, so I'm gonna put him right there. Now let's go with Kapkan. Kapkan is way overhyped. He's not that good of an operator, and I'd say he's around the B, C, or A range, depending on who the player is. He has a decent gun, and he doesn't have a Nitro Cell anymore. But all you have to do is have common sense, and it's not really that good. So I'm gonna have to put him under Mozzie. Let's go with Glaz. Okay, Okay, Glass is a pretty good operator, unlike what people say. Not S tier, not A tier, maybe B or C, but some maps have a lot of plays you can do. But I don't quite think he's above Capcan, so we're going to put him here, which will probably be around middle of B tier at the end, towards the end. Okay, now we have, let's go with Clash. Clash isn't that good for the team. If they have a shield, it slows them down, but I wouldn't really call it that good. If you have a teammate, it's good, but I'm gonna have to put Clash at a C tier. Let's go Nook. Lots of people hate Nook, and I think it's not deserved, although I don't think she's a very good op. The only thing good about her is she has a very good gun and hard breaches, and you can sneak up on the opponents. But I don't think the abilities are good because they can still hear you. So I'm gonna have to put Nook right under Tachanka. Let's go with Blitz. Blitz is a pretty good shield operator because you can flash your opponents and then knock them and then kill them. But his gun is very bad. And he's not that useful by yourself. So I'm gonna have to put him just right above Clash. Let's go with Blackbeard. No shield. Blackbeard's pretty good op. Soft breacher, you can run right through soft walls. And he has an assault rifle or DMR. The assault rifle's not that good, but it's still an assault rifle, so I'm gonna have to put him in S tier. He has a shield with a literal assault rifle, and I think that is a very good ability. Best shield in the game by far. Okay, let's go with Thermite. Thermite has 2 charges, which make very big holes. It's kind of like Ace, except he only has 2, and he has a decent gun, so I'm gonna put him right above Fuse. Because Fuse doesn't really offer much intel, he just offers destroying intel, and killing other players, but I wouldn't really call say that's that good. Okay, now let's go with Rook. People hate on Rook, and I'm not quite sure why. Yeah, he's not that good, but he has great guns, and his ability can be useful in lots of situations. Gives you extra health. Well, when was the last time you got under 20 health in a fight? I have gotten in situations where you've gotten knocked, and I've gotten to revive myself with Rook. So because of that, I'm gonna have to put Rook right above Clash. Let's go with Iana. Okay, Iana's a decent operator who can get intel, and she has a pretty good gun, the ARX, but people aren't falling for Iana's thing. It's not that useful. Every operator has a drone, and you don't really offer much for the team. Because of that, I'd say we actually have an operator that's almost an F tier. Might actually have to say, actually, it's tough. Let's put her C tier. Okay. She's not a horrible operator. Okay. Next, let's go Callie. Okay, so Callie is an operator with a sniper and lances. Sniper's pretty good. You can one-shot, and you can use it to destroy walls and one-tap barricades. And you also have these lances that destroy anything touching the wall, like a bandit or a Cade, or a two-brow thingy. And lots of people play her wrong by just sitting outside, which is not how you play her. If people play her right, she can be a pretty good op. So I'm gonna have to put Callie in B tier, right above Capcan. Oh, I moved him. Okay, let's go Capitao. Capitao is a decent operator because because you can make certain plays with him. Plant a fuse and burn it. They can't get to it for a while. Yeah, his gun's not that good, but honestly, I'm gonna have to put Capitao right under Caveira and Thatcher. Now let's go Ash. Okay. Ash is a good op. R4C, other good, pretty good primary. Recharges, pretty good soft breacher. Now, I don't actually recommend playing Ash because her ability isn't as good as a hard breacher's. I recommend playing an operator like Thermite, who has a similar ability, but it's a hard breacher, or Ace. So because of that, I'm gonna have to put Ash right at the bottom of A tier. Okay, next, let's go Maestro. The Maestro thing, gadgets give intel, insight, and can also be used to shoot players, drones, and operator intel. But you can be easily destroyed by a Twitch drone or attacked by Bravo, and they don't do that much damage. The assault rifle the LMG isn't that good, because that we have our first F. Castle. Castle was not a very good operator. He doesn't really deny that much time, and his guns kind of suck. So, and because of those reasons, I'm gonna have to put him right under Rook. Now we still have a lot of operators left. Okay, let's go IQ. IQ is not a bad operator. You can see all defending intel on a certain radius, which is pretty useful, which completely destroys Capcan, which means he's above Capcan. But you can only use a pistol while doing it, which is fine, because the pistol's not actually meant for killing, but destroying the intel. So I'm gonna have to put this operator above Thatcher, above Cav, above Jaeger, and let's settle with that. Still have a lot of ops left. Who should we go with? I'm kind of feeling Amaru right now. This explains itself. You probably are going to get a kill. You might not. Even if you get a kill, you're not going to make it. Let's be honest, you're dying. You don't really do much for your team. So because of that, I'm going to also have to put Amaru. Let's go right above Nook. Let's go Monty. Monty's shield is fully extendable, which makes it very hard to not shoot you. When you're fully extended, you can put a grenade, impact, kill it, knock it away to kill, but if you defuse in the corner, go around it, you basically win the round. So that part's really hard to beat. You have the revolver, which is decent. So I'm gonna have to put Monty in use. He is right under Glass. Next, we got Alibi. Alibi isn't a horrible operator because your entire team can see them with a couple pings that update like once every second, I think. But the guns aren't that good, and because of this, I'm gonna have to put Alibi right in between Blitz and Rook. Next, we have Sense. Sense is a horrible operator. Not very good gun. His ability's not very useful because you can't see through it either. I might actually have to put sense. Actually, sense. Because there are some strategies with him. You're gonna have to put him right above Iana. Okay. Let's go with Legion. Legion's goos are pretty important. So a good gun. I'd say he's A or S tier. They give some pretty good information to your team and injure them, make them slow. I don't think he's an S tier operator, so let's go somewhere in A. A lot of operators can destroy his intel pretty easily, and they're very visible. So I'm gonna have to put him right under Ash. Okay, let's go Zofia. Okay, Zofia is a pretty bad operator. Not a very good gun. Just 2 impacts, 2 concussions. That's basically just Ella, but on offense. Because of that, I honestly think this is just slightly better than Maestro. But I honestly think she is deserving of the bottom of D. Next, let's do Frost. Frost's gun kind of sucks. His ability, you can self-revive in. He used to be much better. Still a decent ability, though. Because of that, I think he deserves B. I don't think he's quite as useful as other ops, so I'm going to have to put him in the bottom. Okay, next we have, let's do Y. Y's ability isn't super good, because it only destroys 1 gadget at a time. However, you have a decent gun. Not nearly as good as Jaeger, though. So it can't be above B. So I'm thinking somewhere in C. C better than Ella. Yep, he's probably more useful than Ella. Okay, we have only one. Okay, no more bottom rows. Or top. For a little bit. Let's do Maverick. Maverick's blowtorch is alright. He has the M4, which is a very good gun. So I'd say he's a B, A, or high C operator. I would put him in C because of his gun, though. I think he deserves to go right there. Now let's do Vigil. Vigil is a roamer with the boss chief, one of the best guns in the game, and you can't be droned. It's really hard to be droned out when playing Vigil. I honestly think Vigil is a B tier, and I think he might actually be better than Capcan, so let's just put him right there. Next, Habana. Habana is a decent operator, allowing you to get hard breaches from range. You have 12 and can use 2 at a time, 4 or 6. The guns aren't the best, so I think Habana is deserving of right below W. I'll have to remove Valkyrie down a little. I meant Blackbeard. Okay, now let's do Lion. Lion's a pretty good operator with some pretty good strategies. You can plant the fuse or ping so they either can push and you know where they're pushing from, or stop moving, but it wastes some time. Your entire team gets to know where they are, an estimate of where they are, so you can make plays based off where you know where they are. So I'm gonna have to put him in right above Blackbeard. Okay, we still got a ton of operators left. Let's go with Buck. Okay, Buck. I think he's deserving of S tier. Great assault rifle. Pretty good shotgun for hard breaches. Is technically a vert operator, but I wouldn't recommend playing him for vert. He's very good for playing breach, and he's very good at fragging out. So I'm gonna have to put him right under Sledge. Let's go Echo. Echo is a very good operator. Hide your drones, find people defusing, then shoot them. He has a pretty good assault rifle, pretty good shotgun. And all you have to do is wait for the right moment, and you basically go in around all by yourself. So I think Echo is deserving of... However, a lot of these operators beat Echo. Right there, bottom of A. Let's go Gridlock. Gridlock's tracks are deploy over a decently sized radius. You can put on defuse in between rotates, which is pretty good. I think Gridlock's a B tier. However, it depends where she is. I think she's better than Maverick. And Thatcher. Okay, who's next? Let's go Doc. Doc's a very good operator. Very good guns, pretty good ability. Full health 3 times. That was very good. You can get into fights, then heal. Because of that, I think Doc is an S tier. In fact, I think he's above both of them. You just have to play him right. Okay. Now, let's go Warden. Warden's ability allows him to see in smokes or after being stunned while standing still, which means you can hold a shotgun out or an SMG or another SMG, and that's pretty good. However, glass actually does counter him, meaning he has to be at least below glass. I do think he's better than some shields, so I'm gonna have to put him right here. Now we have Osa. Osa's a pretty good operator. The only thing is that while you're in the animation, you can get shot at. Someone can jump over the shield. You have a decent gun with Osa, so I'm gonna have to put Osa right below Montagna, which is actually how you pronounce it. Mira. Okay, so Mira is pretty good. You have the Vector 40.45 ACP, which is a pretty good SMG for fragging out. However, the thing is, you can punch it, you can pop it with the canister, you can ash it, and so on, which makes it useless. However, I do think she is better than Vigil. So I'm gonna have to put her, and actually I think she's better than all of these except for Cav. Now we have Flores. Flores' guns kind of suck, but his ability kind of sucks. Go up to stuff and destroy it. That's basically all it is. But you could actually just do it better with other weapons, because that Flores is our C. Right above Alibi. Next we have Bandit. Bandit's a pretty good operator, where you can place them. One Bandit thing works on one reinforced wall, not like Cade where you can split it between 3. And I think that Ben has the MP7, no ACOG. He does have a nitro. I think he's more useful than Frost, more useful than Vigil, not as useful as Mira, but I do think he would beat Capito in a fight. Thunderbird. Thunderbird heals you with these Kona stations you place on the floor and damages enemies, which is a new update. You have the spear, which is a pretty good gun, and I would place Thunderbird in B tier. Nobody actually plays her, actually A tier. She is a pretty good operator for the team if you play her right. Next, we have Zero. Zero is a very good op. You can see what's on the other side of walls, so you can be safe while pushing. I think Zero is right above Buck and Sledge, which is a very hot take, but I honestly do think that Zero is more useful. Finka's a pretty good operator. Heal your teammates 40 health, and then over the next 10 seconds, they lose 1 per second. Also gives you faster ADS times, which means once you're pushing in the site, you have an advantage, which I think is pretty good. I think that is slightly better than Maverick. Next, we have Twitch. Twitch is a pretty good operator. The F2, though, has so much recoil. And she has the revolver. The ability allows you to destroy stuff. You have infinite shots, but they load. You have to reload. You have to load up the shots. I think Twitch is an S tier operator because you can counter Valkyrie, and Valkyrie's currently the top of A tier. However, I don't think she is as good as Buck. Now we have Ying. Ying, you use your Candelas to flash everybody, which is pretty good. You have a great gun, great ability. And I think Ying is an S tier. Not quite as good as Twitch. And actually, I don't think she's as good as Valkyrie or Lion, but slightly better than Lion. We don't have too much operators left. Let's go Pulse. I don't really think Pulse is a very good operator for team, but in a 1v1, Pulse is very good. You can see where they are, but also you can't pull out your gun, which is why it's not very good in team matches. So I'm gonna have to put Pulse in D tier, top though. Jackal. Jackal's a great operator, one of the best guns in the game. Great ability. Allows your entire team to see them 4 pings. I think Jackal is actually just a little bit below Twitch though. Smoke. Smoke allows you to block off areas and deal damage with one of the best shotguns and the SMG-11. And because of that, I think Smoke is a S tier. Bottom of the list though. Now we have Mute. Mute is an all-rounder, stop intel, and be a wall denial operator, which I think is one of the most useful things in the game, making him the top of S tier. Now we have Cade. Cade is a very good operator. You can place one on one side of the wall reinforcement, and anything metal touching that metal will be electrified, which is better than Bandit, which is right here. So let's put Cade right at the bottom of A. Nomad. Nomad's a pretty good operator. Use her for flank watch, but once you use one, it disappears, which is why I think Gridlock might be better. So I'm gonna have to put Nomad right above Maverick. Actually, right below Maverick. Goyo. Goyo is a pretty good operator. That Vector 40.45 ACP with an ACOG. A ton of recoil, and his ability can actually kill your own teammates and can do. However, it also blocks off a lot of area. I think Goyo is an A tier operator. Either better than Bandit, better than Cat. Let's go Sentry. Sentry's not that good of an operator because who wants an extra gadget over an ability? His guns are absolute buns, and if you want to act yourself, just play someone else. I'm gonna have to put him at the bottom of C. Actually, at the bottom of D. Now, let's do Striker. Striker, you can make him a hard breacher, but not nearly as good as anyone else. So I'm gonna have to put him, Striker, right next to Sentry. Oryx. Oryx is a roamer who's used for a lot of different situations. However, Oryx is not that good, and I'm gonna have to put him right under Maestro. Malusi's a pretty high tier. Pretty good operator ability, decent gun. I'm gonna have to put Malusi in A tier. The thing is, does she go above Legion or below Legion? Or below Echo? I think she deserves to be right above Echo. Last list, Ace, best hard breacher in the game. Because he's the best hard breacher on here, he deserves S tier. But is he better at Smoke? Yes, it's a very good gun. Better than Jackal? Yes, definitely. Twitch? Yes, definitely. Buck? I don't think he's better than Buck, let's be honest. Oh no, Goyo went up there. Aruni isn't a very good operator. Just waste your utility on it and then you're good. So, and Aruni's DMR isn't very good either. So I'm gonna have to put Aruni in C tier. Right below Castle. Thorn traps aren't very useful. Just run behind it again, and then its entire ability wasted. I think where she is right now is a great spot. A zombie. Great operator. Great gun. You can get peaks for your team and then get kills off that. And I think that's very good. Let's put a zombie. And you can also block off entrances. I think a zombie is actually better than Twitch. And right below Ace. Grim. Grim's a very good operator. Great guns. Pretty good ability. Allows your entire team to see where they are for a little bit, every a couple seconds. Grim's A tier. Right below Blackbeard. Solus. Solus is horrible. One of the worst lots in the game. P90 without an ACOG. You can't even see, you can only see a very small radius. You don't even get to tell what it is. Worst operator in the game, besides for Oryx. Now we have Brava. You can hack Maestro cams, which means you're definitely not F tier against them, which means you're probably D tier. But you also have a great gun, so you're probably C tier. You also have a great secondary, which means probably a B tier. However, I think you're more useful than Twitch because you can hack instead of destroy. So I'm gonna have to put Twitch and Brava right above Twitch. Almost done with the list. Fenrir used to be the best off in the game, and then he got nerfed. He's still very good though. You can tell exactly where they are because of that. I think he's an S. And because Twitch and Brava can hack, well, I think he is better than Smoke. We're so close to being done. The video's almost over. Now we have Ram. Ram can be played as a vert. Have a lot of strats with Ram. I think Ram is an A tier operator at most. And I think Ram is, because she's a soft breacher, and I don't think she's better than any of the dogs. Low A, two brow. Pretty bad DMR. Ability only lasts for 15 seconds, but it works. It counters every single thing. Because of that, let's put two brow right below line, right above line. Now we have the newest operators in the game, the final three. Deimos. Deimos is a roam hunter, or a top. He could be also used as a top frag hunter, or him. I think he is an A tier. Is he better than Ram? Probably. Is he better than Thermite? No. Oh, my bad. Is he better than Fuse? No. Okay, that's probably where he deserves. Scopos. Her ability isn't that good. If you could swap between one, even if that one's dead, it'd be better. Because you can't, it's not that good. No ACOM. To be honest here. Scopos is a C operator. Last operator in the entire game, Aura. Ability to watch your flank. Not a very good gun, and I'm gonna have to put Aura in the C tier. Peace out. That was the video.